What's up, everyone? Welcome to Nomads No Worries. My name is Steve.
And I'm Jack.
And we got a great show for you today. We're going to give you some very important Nomad news updates, both regarding the United States and Europe. Speaking of Europe, Jack, are you excited for your Euro trip? I think you leave in a couple of days for Italy. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm really excited. I'm a little bit self-conscious, though. I'm going to be honest with you. The person found out that I'm only bringing a backpack. So I try to tell her it's like a big backpack. You know, it opens like a suitcase. So I'm a little bit, she's about to learn some things about how I travel.
Interesting. Yeah, you're a minimalist, baby.
Yeah. Yes, go ahead.
Well, you're probably going to buy a bunch of new stuff over there, some new swag, Italian leather goods, things like that. Maybe a bobblehead of the Pope, that kind of thing.
Oh, do they make bobbleheads of the Pope? Is that like chill?
Oh, yeah, dude. The Pope has got all sorts of merchandise.
Wow, that's awesome. And we're not even talking about like the indirect merchandise of Jesus and stuff.
Oh, yeah. He's got some holy merchandise, blessing people. Like he's got that kind of swag as well.
It's kind of interesting, right? We are going during Halloween. Maybe I should be the Pope for Halloween. Is that like an okay costume? Like, is that chill?
You should just try and see what happens. Yeah. You'll never know till you do it.
Yeah, you're right. But I don't want to get thrown out. Like, they're all mad at me because I'm trying to be the Pope. They're like, we already got one. Like, you don't even speak Italian. Can every Pope speak Italian, or does that matter?
They actually lead a prayer that's in every language, like every day. He comes out on his balcony and he addresses the crowd in like 20 different languages. So they at least learn that part. But this Pope, the new Pope, is from Chicago. He's an American Pope. This just happened like a few months ago.
Oh, so he can't speak any language then. He's straight up only could speak English.
Straight up, yeah. He's just like us. So
he's just like, he's probably up there like Duolingoing as well, like trying to figure out, okay, I gotta do this Bulgarian now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure that's what they do, but yeah.
That's hilarious. No, but I am excited. I am a minimalist. She's already seen like the 12 shirts that I already own, so it's like not a huge deal. I'm gonna buy some stuff. I'm gonna buy some things. So maybe I'll buy like a rolly suitcase that I can fill a bunch of stuff in.
Yeah. Just buy one over there. That sounds good.
Yeah. So that's the vibe. I'm really excited. Now the thing is, it's gonna be like a little bit cold, and I realized this. I recently, or maybe a few months ago, I left Florida for a moment. And it was still like in the 70s where I went, and I was really cold. Like, I think I've gotten used to like 85 and humid, and like I'm about to go to like 69 and potentially rainy.
Oh God. 60s, dude. 60s?
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Now,
good luck
in Sicily, it's in mid 70s to 80s still.
Okay.
But I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
You'll be all right, dude. Just crush pasta and get your body fat up. The more pasta and carbs you consume, you'll add. It's like being like a seal or some sort of an Arctic animal. You'll build up your blubber. You'll be flying in like a week.
Right. I just shove my face full of rigatoni.
Yeah. No worries.
Okay. You're right. Okay. Mamma mia. All right.
Let's get into our Nomad news for today. We got a couple important articles to share with our viewers, our listeners, everybody out there. So this is from the U.S. Travel Association. Okay. This is some hot news coming in. According to those guys, the USTA, inbound international visits to the United States are projected to decrease for the first time since the 2020 pandemic. So they're saying in the year 2025, we're going to have a decrease in international visitors by 6.3%. Okay, so in 2024, we had 72.4 million international visitors. And this year, we're only going to have 67.9 million. Okay. So they're saying it's a tough year for travel in the US. They're blaming things like tariff battles, immigration crackdowns, and political rhetoric. And that's discouraging many global travelers. What's your take on that, Jack?
Well, I mean, I think I'm lukewarm on this. You know, I want more people to come to the U.S., but I know a lot of these people are coming to South Beach, and I'm actually kind of excited. There, you know, if we're gonna slow down a little South Beach traffic, I'm down for that. Honestly, it's about to be the high season. You guys don't want to come, that's fine. You know, more beach space for me.
True. Good point.
You know, have fun. I hope your heater works in France.
So travel it's projected to reverse course and fall to just 85% of 2019 levels this year, which is wild. So we're going to have fewer people than we did visiting before COVID. So the spending forecast is projected to fall 3.2%. And a huge reason for this is significantly fewer visits from Canada. Okay, so that's the primary driver of this decrease.
Wow.
The volume of visits from other countries is honestly supposed to be pretty flat. So not really an increase or decrease. But in the past, we get so many visitors from Canada that's what drives up what's technically international visits. But it seems like Canadians are not super stoked on the US right now. I don't know if it's because we threatened to buy them and make them the 51st state or whatever. Like, I don't know. I feel like that rubbed them the wrong way. I've been seeing t-shirts here in Canada and hats that say Canada is not for sale. So it seems to be the vibe. Like they're just not super stoked on the US. What do you think?
That's great. I mean, I feel bad, right? I want Canada and Mexico as our immediate neighbors. I want a harmonious relationship. You know, I know you love the poutine. I love the tacos. Like, we got to make sure that those borders keep that flowing. Now, Steve, we kind of got some boots on the ground, right? Like, maybe you could kind of get some hot takes at the bar this weekend.
You know, I've been trying to spread the good word and be like, hey, look, we want you guys to come to our country. We still want to be friends. Like, don't watch the news. Don't go on Twitter. Don't see what any of our leaders are doing or saying. Just come hang out. Come hang out with me and Jack and all of our homies. You know, we'll go to Vegas. We'll go to Miami. We'll go to Kansas City. Whatever.
We'll go to 239.
Yeah, we'll show you a good time. Yeah. And so I'm doing my best. I don't know. What do you think? Do you believe that they're upset about tariffs, immigration crackdowns, and political rhetoric? Like, do you think all of that is true, Jack?
I don't know. I mean, I could see part of that being true, but I also wonder, now, not to be a doomsdayer, I don't know if we're like in a little bit of like a recession or like a little bit harder times. And so people are like cutting back on travel, which I would assume would be one of the first things you cut back on. So I could see a combination of factors, financial plus, you know, social factors. So it's hard to say, but either way, you know, we got to be up and to the right.
I agree. And I do have good news regarding that. So for next year, the forecast from the U.S. Travel Association, apparently they have forecasts like weathermen or weather people, meteorologists, right? Like meteorologists. So the forecast is that the U.S. is going to resume growth for travel in 2026. And this is due to us having some big international events like the World Cup in the US next year. So we're projected to grow again with inbound international visits. So they're projecting 3.7% growth for 2026.
Okay, so let's go. A little bit of a rebound. Yeah, now speaking of the World Cup, my mom is currently trying to get us tickets. So fingers crossed, really trying to go to the World Cup. Love to see some soccer being played.
My brother tried to get tickets too, and he had to enter a lottery, and
you're right.
They did not select him. So maybe the secondary market, we could try that. But I've heard ticket prices are expensive.
Yeah, I know. I've heard that too. My mom said she didn't get selected for the first one, but apparently there's another selection in 3 days. So I don't know what that means. She's kind of taken over on that. That's kind of her jurisdiction in the family. So,
what city are you guys trying to go to for a game?
Well, I guess there's 3 different options where you can be like, I want tickets only for this city, or I want tickets to see this team and we'll go to whatever city they're going to be at. Or it's like, I think the third one is like, this particular stadium or something. I'll go to any game at this stadium. I don't. So I think we're pretty flexible. My mom wants to see Spain really bad, but we'll see what happens. I'm sure those are probably extremely sought after.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm thinking about going to a game in Mexico because they're going to have games in Mexico. It's all of North America. Which people forget Mexico is part of North America. It is. So there's several cities in Mexico. I think it's like Monterrey, Mexico City, and the other big one.
Right, Guadalajara.
Yeah, I think Guadalajara. So I would assume those are going to be the cheapest tickets, but instead of going to the US or Canada. So that's what I'm going to shoot for.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I feel like it's going to be electric there too,
Oh, yeah.
They love that shit down there. Yeah.
If it's anything like the NFL game that I attended there, it'll be electric. Yeah.
It'll be crazy. Yeah. And now, Steve, in your professional opinion, like, is the US, are we going to be in the World Cup, or like, what's our situation?
We have qualified, which is awesome. Are we going to make it to the second round this year? I don't know. We did not last year, I don't think, or last World Cup. It's crazy how bad we are on the international scale. Like, we're so good at every other sport, but for some reason, soccer, we just can't figure it out.
Who's our best? Who's our our Messi? Who do we got? Who we pinning it all on here?
Christian Pulisic is considered our best player.
Okay.
And he plays in Europe, like, for his club team. And he's really good. He's kind of our guy, but we need more of those guys. I don't think we have enough. Another fun fact about the World Cup this year is the second smallest country qualified ever in the history of the World Cup. That's Cape Verde, which is, it's like a poor man's Seychelles. It's an island off the coast of Africa, or islands. Cape Verde. It's off the coast of like South Africa, or like Southern Africa, Southwest Africa.
Oh, really? Okay, good. Go for them.
So they're the second smallest country to ever qualify. The smallest to ever qualify was Iceland.
Wow. They're superhumans. I mean, everyone in Iceland, I heard, is a mountain person.
Yeah, so that makes sense why they were able to get in there.
Now, I've heard of this Cape Verde place because I think it's a good kite surfing destination.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'd love to go there. I heard it's beautiful. So, and it's a lot cheaper than the Seychelles, which is very pricey to fly to and stay in and stuff.
And potentially the time zone works out a little bit better since you're on the west side.
True that. Good Nomad tidbit there.
That's right. Always look at the time zone.
Yeah, baby. All right. Let's move on to our second story. Should we?
Yep.
All right. So on October 12th, 2025, Europe has officially rolled out biometric border checks for non-EU travelers. Okay, this is a landmark shift for European border control. The EU officially launched its long-anticipated entry and exit system. So it's going to be replacing traditional passport stamping with biometric registration systems. So this will apply to all 29 countries in the Schengen area. So it's one of the biggest updates they've ever done. So we're talking like you're going to get your fingerprints scanned. You're going to get your face scanned. So instead of stamping your passport and using paper and shit like that, they're going to be getting into your DNA all up in there. And then they're going to store that data digitally. So it's going to be eliminating the need for repeat passport stamps on future visits and supposed to provide a more seamless travel experience. So,
yeah, actually, I've experienced this before. Both Dubai and Singapore have this already set up. And so I've experienced it where you literally just like walk through and you're done. And it was just instantly already ready to go. Now, I'm sure people are going to have concerns about privacy and everything, but I don't know. I think they kind of already know about you. And I don't think we're going to cat's out of the bag on this one. So I'm excited. I hate standing in lines after a long flight. So
anyone who's still concerned about data privacy at this point, like, dude, you're already, like you said, the cat's been out of the bag for years. Yeah. You first created a Facebook account 20 years ago. Like, you're done. I'm sorry. Like, everyone has all your personal data at this point. I don't.
You're on a Zoom call. They're scanning your eyeballs the whole time. You know.
Yeah, you're already fucked. So don't worry too much about that. I'm excited if they don't stamp my passport, as we've discussed on this podcast before. I'm running out of passport pages.
Yeah.
Too many stamps. So if this can eliminate stamps, if they want to take a picture of my face instead of giving me a physical stamp, I'm all for it.
Yeah, me too. As long as there's a way I can look up and print out a sheet of paper so I can brag to my friends about where I've been, I still need a way to brag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. No, hopefully they'll give you some sort of proof, right? That you visited.
Yeah. Which is, maybe the U.S. needs to do this too. I know there's a hot topic is immigration here, and maybe potentially this can make things easier. I don't really know what I'm talking about, but sounds like we need to do this. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do something for the Canadians to make it easier on them. Just be like, come on over.
Now, Steve, do we have poutine in the States? Like, maybe that, like, do we also need to have that? Like, is there like a poutine chain, like the equivalent of like a Starbucks or a Dunkin' Donuts for poutine here in the U.S.?
Not in the U.S. There is a place in Canada called Poutineville, and it's a awesome restaurant. They have every type of poutine you could ever imagine.
Okay.
They got like Asian poutine, like Mexican, like all these different flavors.
Mexican poutine? Is that like spicy?
Yeah, there's an American one that's like has cheeseburger on top of it or something. It's pretty awesome. We have poutine sometimes in the States. It's not as good as here, like at all. So we just got to up our game a little bit.
Now, Steve, you know me, I've had animal style fries at In-N-Out. Like, is there any sort of correlation there or anything like poutine animal style fries, or am I still kind of way off base here?
No, I'd say it's similar. You know, with the poutine, you got the gravy and the cheese on top. So instead of the animal style dressing, the Thousand Island, whatever they put on that, is just different stuff. So similar vibe, though. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, at least I'm a little bit prepared. But yeah, I'd love to try that.
Now, Jack, when you scan your finger and give that information to the EU, like, do you feel like they'll know your dick size after you go through?
It's funny you say that, Steve, because I have a kind of a side story. Okay. So I went to this museum at night. It was really fun. They have this normal museum in Miami, and basically they shut it down. You had to be 21 plus after 8 p.m. and they like served drinks, and it was kind of like a party, but like all the exhibits were open. So you're like partying and go to the exhibits, right? They had one wing that was the Da Vinci wing. Okay. And you know how he's got the, what's it called? The man, right? Where it's like, he draws the man and like, you're as tall as your wingspan, and they can kind of figure out your dick size from that. And that made me freak out a little bit. Like,
from your wingspan or from your height?
Other proportions, they can kind of guess your dick size.
What?
So, yeah. So I, it wasn't super scientific, but the dick was there and it had some measurements around it. and there was like this measurement thing, and they didn't say, oh, you got a tiny dick or anything, but like, like there was a machine, right? So I do think there's a little bit of a vibe there with your dick and like what your proportions are.
So this is a thing that like at the museum, like it's an interactive exhibit. So you would go in yourself and they would take measurements of you. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So I got to tell you this, right? So I'm with this girl, right? We're on a date and, and we're going and like, I'm taller than her. Right. And then, one of the most risky things you can do as a guy is go up to a machine that's about to measure your height in front of everyone. It's right up there with that one like bank account machine where like it tells you how much money's in your bank account, and this is the one where it's like you got this big machine, everyone's waiting in a line, you go up there and everyone's about to know how tall you are, Yeah. And I think this good guy technician or something like added like maybe an inch or something. So I get up there and they put like 6'1.5" or whatever, And then the girl's like, there's no way he's 6'1.5". This machine is broken. We're like really hammered. And so it was just really funny that like your measurements are on display for everyone to watch in the name of like exploring what Da Vinci did.
Damn it, Da Vinci.
Yeah.
He had no idea he'd be screwing over guys on dates thousands of years later. Like, they're just doxing your height. Like your date like doesn't ever text you back again after that.
Right.
She knows your height and your dick size. She's like, that's not really what I was looking for, actually. Like,
right. You're like, look, I'm going on a date with a short chick. She's looking up like this anyway. I could say I'm 6'5". Who cares, right? She can't tell. You go to the machine, you're 5'11". You're not getting any that night.
And then the dick size, I mean, if they're looking for something in particular, if the girl's looking for something in particular and you get doxed on dick size, that could be a make or break situation.
Yeah, if she's looking for a corn on the cob and you show up with, a mushroom, like what's going to happen?
Yeah, dude, a tic tac dick. Oh man, that would suck.
Yeah.
They have it like up on the screen, like where you fit. They got like tic tac, they got like baby carrot. They got like full size carrot.
Right. And then they got like percentile. They're like, all right, you're in the 10th percentile. 90% of humans have a bigger dick than you. Like, imagine if that was the case. That would suck.
Oh God. Dude, that was like when I did 23andMe and they told me like what were those old humans called?
Neanderthal?
They told me what percent Neanderthal I was, and everyone has a little bit of Neanderthal in them, but they even told me specifically, they're like, wow, congratulations, you have more Neanderthal in you than most people. You're in the upper percentile of Neanderthalism. And I was like, that's not cool. Like, I'm not proud of that. I've actually never shared that with anyone until just now because I was honestly embarrassed. Like, I want to be low, right?
Yeah. Damn, that sucks. I mean, now I don't want to know. I should ask my sister what percentage Neanderthal she was. I haven't actually done the test.
Yeah, if your sister did it, you can just steal her results. But joke's on her because 23andMe had a big data leak. I don't know if you heard about that. So, your sister probably, the EU knew about her way before they did this new testing system. 23andMe already sold her information to Bangladesh and like everybody around the world, I'm sure. So you're safe from that at least.
Yeah. And I want all the women who watch our show, I want you guys to understand, dick size and height. Like we go through a lot for you guys. Okay. Like it's stressful out there. It's stressful.
What part?
Just that, there's these measurements that are, no, I mean, it's just, we got people with different measurements. It doesn't mean they're a bad guy.
Right. Whatever happened to personality?
Yeah. What do you don't care about personality anymore, That's I guess we never did.
Measure. The EU should measure good vibes and be like, are you chill? And I'm like, yeah, I'm chill. They're like, all right, come on through. That's what they should measure.
Yeah. Now, what's interesting you say about the fingerprint, because I remember in the Dubai and Singapore, I don't think I ever did. I think I just I think they had some type of thing. I just walked through.
I think I did that in Dubai. Now that you say that. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then what does this mean? Does this mean we all should get global entry? Because what's the point? Like, me, you know my dick size. Can I come in or not?
Yeah. Maybe I'll apply for that next year. I know the process is just so long. I never wanted to be in the country that long to go through the whole process. So that's my problem.
Yeah, I'm a little embarrassed because the person I'm going to Italy with has global entry. I only got TSA pre-check. I'm like, damn, like
you call yourself a nomad, dude? You got a small dick and TSA pre-check?
Yeah, what is going on, dude? Jesus.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. Any other thoughts on all this?
No, I'm good. Okay. I think we shared a lot. I think we might have overshared, but that's okay.
That's all right. People like when you open up.
People like vulnerability.
Yes. Vulnerability.
Yeah.
Yes.
No matter the size.
I'm proud of who I am.
Me too.
That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. All right. I think that about does it for today. Everyone, thank you for tuning in, and catch us next week, and check us out on social media at Nomads No Worries podcast. See what's up.
Yeah, and take a weird trip.